Hi guys, this is Ratchet Troll, and we are playing Criminal Case Conspiracy, Case 58, Extinguished. Let's unlock Chapter 3, and weeble is going on, and something tells me that one of the people in the taxi is going to escape. Weeble. Ktria, what's going on? An alarm is going off. What's happening? Oh, sorry, Ktria. It's just me. I opened one of the tanks to extract some of that liquid. Hopefully it'll help us learn more about what we are dealing with here. Ah, that was just nothing. Wow. You scared the heck out of us, Samir. Anyway, Ktria, there's not much we can do here. And since none of our suspects admitted to knowing anything about Dr. Leo's work, perhaps we should search his home instead. Okay. Yeah. Knock knock. And you get kicked with the fire extinguisher. Andrea, the Witch's computer is sure to give us a lead if you can crack the password. And we should put that broken photo back together, you're right. But why did you pick up that cake? Oh, there's a message on it. It says, "You will die first, Henry." You're right, that's an unusually hostile big gift. Collecting some of those flakes might tell us who it was from. Okay. Okay, let's collect something from the cake. Kadria, let's not put the flakes for that cake on the microscope will tell us who wrote that threat. Okay. Alright, now we're gonna restore this broken frame. Oh, that's got to be his wife. But why was the frame broken? Katrina, this is a photo for the victim's wedding to April. April told us that her marriage to Henry was happy. So how did this photo end up broken? Let's ask Katrina. Yeah, what went wrong? Okay, now the computer. Dr. Leo's computer opened up on an email, Katarina. The message says you'll pay for what you did 15 years ago, Dr. Leo. But it came from an anonymous email address. Katarina, somebody clearly wanted revenge on Dr. Leo and we need to know who. Let's send the computer to Cathy. Oh, who might that be? Okay, let's analyze the yellow flakes. Hair dye? The flakes of that cake with the thread on it are hair dye, Katarina. More specifically, blonde hair dye for women with grey hair. Katarina, we only got one suspect with dyed blonde hair, Miss Rowbottom, the victim's neighbor. But she was singing on victim's praises earlier. We need to ask Miss Rowbottom why she threatened him, Katarina. Okay. Alright, first we're gonna have a chat with April. Mrs. Leo, can you tell us how your wedding photo ended up broken? Oh, you found that? Well, Henry and I had an argument and I lost my temper. That's all. What did you argue about? Henry was critical of everything I did. He berated me for not exercising hard enough, even though I sweat so much my antiperspirant is useless. But I drew the line at him, criticizing my scientific work. He was always judging my methods, telling me that he would have done it differently. He wouldn't even tell me what he was working on, yet he had the cheek to criticize me. So your badge was on the rocks. Henry might have been a bully, but he had plenty of redeeming features, Inspector Katrina. I loved him. Mr. Rowbottom, why did you make this cake tell your neighbor that he would die first? Well, maybe it wasn't a neighborly thing to do, but Henry started it. He told me he wished I dropped dead first. Why would he say such a thing? I don't know. I invited myself over for dinner the third time that week, and Henry just snapped, said I was a burden on the both of them. Can you imagine this, Katrina? Me, a burden. All because I went over for meals and asked you to pick up my groceries. I hardly think popping to the shop to pick up some antiperspirant for me was too taxing. But I had a last laugh, Inspector Katrina, because Henry is dead and I'm still alive and kicking. Oh, it's not going to be you. Let's see what does this message on the computer mean and who sent it. Cathy, what can you tell us about that anonymous email Katrina found on Dr. Leo's computer? Well, it was impossible to track the sender, so I decided to take a closer look at the thread itself. It references something the victim supposedly did 15 years ago. Yeah, congrats, we already figured it out. I consulted the victim's records as he was still working as a high school teacher at that time. Oh right, we know that Izzy Ramsey was one of his students. Yes, and there was an incident on Dr. Leo's record which involved her. According to the school's reports, Izzy violently attacked Dr. Leo. Oh! What? So Izzy attacked the victim while he was her teacher? But what would she want him to pay for that? Why is she still harassing him about it today? You're right, Thea. Something doesn't add up. But you better talk to Izzy. Oh, is that why you wanted to meet with him? You wanted to reconnect with him. About that. Lady Spirit Katrina, do you think antiperspirant causes dementia? I'm thinking of throwing mine away. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but that doesn't matter now. No idea, Miss Darcy. But here's a question for you. What did you mean by this message to Dr. Leo? We know it was you who attacked him in high school. You found my school records, did you? Don't believe a word of it, Lady Spirit Katrina. It's all lies. Science was my favorite subject at school. I was always asking questions in class. Such as how does cold brew coffee work? Why do my muscles ache after exercise? But Dr. Leo had no patience. He gave me detention for asking too many questions. And even that wasn't enough punishment. He held my hand over a Bunsen burner while I screamed, Lisbeth Katrina. Oh my god. To make it worse, when I tried to tell people what happened, Dr. Leo denied it. He told everyone I'd made it up. He said it was me who attacked him with a Bunsen burner. And nobody wanted to hear my side of the story, Lisbeth and Katerina. That sounds terrible, Miss Rousey. But why did you decide to track down Dr. Leo after all these years? I saw him in the street one day, and I realized that he wasn't the untouchable monster I remembered. He was just a man, and that meant I could kick his butt. Let's just hope you didn't decide to take it one step further, Miss Rousey. Because if you did, Lisbeth and Katerina will find out. Oh, but it could be you. Katerina, we're developing a disturbing picture of Dr. Leos's personality. Illegal experiments are clearly not the only stain on his character. Apparently he bullied his wife and told his neighbor that he wished she'd drop dead. And then there's Izzy. Her account of his brutality towards her as a teen is horrifying. One thing is for sure, Dr. Leo had no shortage of enemies. But who actually killed him? We need to return to the scene of the crime, Katerina. That's right. No, let me see. I want to make sure to see who would do it. It's not going to be the priest, so it could be the wife. Nothing from the neighbor. I don't know, something tells me it's going to be easy. She had a motive. Her newspaper clipping with her fingerprints was on the crime scene, and she wanted a revenge on Dr. Leo, and could be her. Katerina, this fire extinguisher case must be where Akira took the murder weapon from. Looks like they cut themselves when they smashed the case open. Wait till I saw that blood. Hey, if you think there's a clue among those bottles, let's look through them. We're closer to discovering who killed the scientist who was working for Daniels, Katerina. We can't stop now. Okay? Okay, if you were to break this case with an elbow or just with a hand, would we see some bandages on? Jeez, sorry. I hope that wasn't very loud for you guys. So would the suspect have bandages on his hand or his wrist? Or maybe just something else. Maybe he used just something else to smash it. We need to get that blood you collected from the fire extinguisher case to Martine quick. Okay. Alright, now the bottles. Okay, a clot. You found a clot among those bottles, Katerina. What's the foamy stuff on it? Alright, the fire extinguisher must have discharged some foam when our killer attacked the victim. The killer must have used this clot to wipe their hands clean. We need to send this clot to the lab at once, Katerina. Okay. First, the blood. Is it the killer's? Martine, we know you're busy helping Ami figure out what's been going on in that illegal lab. What you got for us on that blood Katerina collected from the fire extinguisher case? The blood wasn't a match for your victim. Which, as you suppose, means it was your killer who cut themselves when they broke the fire extinguisher case. But doing so was their downfall, Katrina. Because I can tell you that your hero has 0 plus blood. So our hero has 0 plus blood, do they? I'm positive how they will cost in no time, Katrina. O plus. My blood type is also O plus. Katrina, I'm still running tests on that substance I extracted from the tanks in the lab. I don't have the results yet, but I'm getting close. That's great news, Amir. Did you have time to look at the foam-covered cloth Katrina sent you? I did. I confirmed that the foam came from the fire extinguisher, so it was definitely your Kiro who handled it. And then let's something else on the cloth. Traces of a cream to treat moles. Oh, I think I already noticed that. You either didn't have a mole, so it must be your Kiro who has one. So now we know our Kiro has a mole. That should narrow down our list of suspects, Katarina. Okay, I already noticed that on our suspects' faces before starting this part. Katrina, it's time to arrest Dr. Leos' killer and shed some light on what's been going on in that lab. Let's go. Okay. Oh, I almost thought it was going to be easy, but she's A minus. Why did you come to us at the beginning of the chapter 2 to ask, what is it true? Is my husband dead? Why did you ask that? Because you are the killer. Mrs. Liu, you're under arrest for your husband's murder. What? Lisbeth and Katrina, I loved Henry. I would never have hurt him. We know you hit him over the head with that fire extinguisher. We found your cold brew coffee on it. You don't beat the man you love to death, Lisbeth and Katrina. You got the wrong person. Then why did we find your mole remedy on the cloth you used to wipe your hands clean after the murder? I'm proud of my mole. I haven't been using any cream to remove it. Give it up, Mrs. Liu. We found your DNA on the fire extinguisher case. You cut yourself when you smashed it open. Fine, you got me. I killed Henry. Why did you do it? Did his bullying behavior push you over the edge? No, I could live with his bullying. But I couldn't live with the knowledge of what Henry was doing in that lab. Oh, so you knew what he was doing. So you did know about your husband's work. Henry refused to talk about it, but curiosity got the better of me, so I went snooping through his stuff. And I discovered what his work was about. Henry was growing people in tanks. Except they aren't even people. At least not like you and I, Lisbeth and Katrina. They're an entirely new species. Those people in tanks, they're a new species? Yes, I was beside myself when I found out. It's totally unethical. Damn it, my nose. I tried to reason with Henry. I reminded him that as a scientist, we'd sworn an oath to do no harm. But he said that he wasn't doing harm, he was advancing mankind. He said these neo-humans were a better, more evolved version of the human race. An ultra-resilient and unkillable species. Oh my god. So I said him that anonymous dread, hoping he'd scare me to see sense. But the next day he went to work as usual, only this time I followed him. I tried to be discreet, but Henry caught me and we argued. I told you that I couldn't let him continue with what he was doing. And then, the next thing I knew, I was holding that fire extinguisher covered in blood, and Henry was dead. I didn't mean to kill him, Lisbeth and Katrina, but he had to be stopped. I understand you're distressed, but murder wasn't the right way to go about it, Miss Liu. You're under arrest. Mrs. Liu, you're accused of killing your husband, Dr. Henry Liu. How do you plead? Guilty, Your Honor, but somebody had to stop him. Yes, I see that you discovered your husband was carrying out unethical experiments with Denise Daniels. In light of this court hereby sentences you to a reduced sentence of 15 years in prison. I understand. Just promise me that you'll close that secret lab down. I will, don't worry. Katrina, would you about Denise Daniels' quest to make humans ultra-resilient? But it turns out that she and Dr. Liu had created an entirely new species, an indestructible race of neo-humans. Mrs. Liu killed her husband when he refused to stop working on the project. And the woman behind it all, Denise Daniels, is still on the run. If we have to figure out what Daniels' endgame is, then we need to learn more about that new species of humans she created. Okay, well, let's see what Amir has got for us. But that's gonna be an endgame. Alright, we're gonna stop here. We're gonna continue playing in endgame number 4. So, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like to this video, and I'll see you again. Goodbye!